Hey friends, welcome to the Moms in Real Estate podcast. I'm Kristen, your host, a community builder, an agent, an entrepreneur, and a mom. And this podcast is for moms that are building a business and they're building life, and we're not pretending like we have it all together. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive into our episode. Welcome back to Moms in Real Estate. Today, I have a new friend on, you guys. I'm really excited about her because she is part of our Moms in Real Estate referral network, and she was on our mastermind like 3 weeks ago, and I feel like we've seen each other a bunch since then. So this has been really fun, and I want to welcome Shelby Hodges, who's in St. Augustine / Jacksonville. I don't know, I feel like I get mixed up with them, but welcome. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I am too. So she's also I feel like an amazing agent. I'm gonna just have you brag on yourself a little bit because I feel like you surprised me when you went over some of your stats. So let's start with those.
Absolutely. So I've been in the business now 12 years. Let's see. Basically, last year it was myself and one buyer's agent. We have a really small micro team. We did 85 transactions and just over 38 million in sales. We don't pay for leads. We're 100% referral based. So yeah, we're just community supported, and I'm from St. Augustine originally. I'm a native, so we just rely on our people and they take great care of us.
Yeah, I mean when you say that you guys don't buy leads and that you guys do that volume, I know that the girls listening are going to really want to dive into that because really the moms in real estate community is very relational driven. And the thought of buying leads is that's what most of the girls that get into real estate, they're like, I don't want to feel salesy. And it's it doesn't have to be. Especially someone you guys are listening to Shelby who's built a relationship based business and isn't paying for referrals. So why don't you take us let's take it back to when you not necessarily take us back all the way, but maybe tell us in the beginning of building your real estate business, what were some really successful lead generation pillars for you and kind of what got you started on this path of such high production?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have always been an obnoxiously over social person. So in the sixth grade, I made a pact with myself to meet almost as many sixth graders as I could in all three middle schools. So I could get to high school and know everyone and be friends with everyone. And I got really close to doing so. And then I just love people in general. In college, I went to Florida State University. I would call as many people on my phone as I could when I would drive there and back just to check on them. And then I've just kept in touch with anyone I've ever met. I've been a bridesmaid 14 times. I just love people. So I think my background's kind of all over the place, but a lot of it was very systematized, organized, structure based. And then my father actually has a real estate company in town that I started at in 2014, but he was very much this is a very small town, nepotism's real, so I can't give you any leads. And he never did, which was great, but I would just do 4 to 5 open houses a weekend. Being in a small town, social media wasn't huge here in 2014. So I would just go on my stories and Facebook Live. I'd get to a showing 10 minutes before. I would be like, hey, my buyers are almost here. Let me show you this house. What do you think the price is? And just interact with people because most people have that 9 to 5 job. And so many of my friends are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you have so many listings. I can't believe you have so many closings. And I was doing one a month then. So I was like, yeah, me either.
I'm crushing it.
Yeah. So my husband's like, well, Shelby, you're really good at showing up, right? So everyone sees you on social media, they don't know the difference. They don't know if it's your listing or your whatever. So perception was reality for the first 8 years, I'd say, of my business. And then it was just people. People tease me. I go to breakfast, lunch, and dinner with friends at least once a week. And this is pre-kids. Now it's more so coffee. But yeah, just staying in touch with people. We would do little Pop-Bys. So my husband and I made one year, we did the gingerbread houses. We made 45 of those to bring to our customers, and it was for Christmas, here you go, friends with families, enjoy our little houses.
You made the gingerbread houses and brought them. Oh man.
We did. We made 45. Well, and by we, my husband. But yes, he made 45 of them. And the Dollar General was my jam back in the day. It still is. And we would just find little gifts to bring by people's house so they would just think of us and stay top of mind. And then if anyone was ever like, hey, I gave your info out for real estate, we write a thank you card. We put a little $25 gift card to a local restaurant with 5 business cards just to kind of stay top of mind.
I think what is so cool about this is you guys, she not only is probably doing Pop-Bys, but there's a system around Pop-Bys, right? You mentioned you're really organized and systematized. So for somebody that's okay, I want to do Pop-Bys. Maybe give them like your strategy before you drop it off, dropping it off, and after you drop it off.
So it's very different now than it was
Okay.
before. So before, when we had like 30 customers, literally, I'd say every 3 months I would go and I would, on Pinterest back then, like look up fun Pop-Bys for the season. I would go to the Dollar General and I would just like create something. Like I would spend less than $100 and create these things and literally go to Google Maps, or MapQuest was then, which I really loved, and then just organize it. And then I would, if they weren't home, like I would originally go and like drop them off at their door, take a picture if they weren't home on the front porch, and just like, hey, just thinking of you, blah, 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 and making it genuine. And then now as it's grown more, the team has to kind of like section out areas of town.
Hmm.
So we'll do anywhere from 200 Pop-Bys in 3 days kind of feel. So it's
That is,
really kind of, you have to customize it to yourself. So like, I'm not a girly girl. So like, I'm not going to give anyone any like makeup advice or like things of that nature, but like, I'll give you a Hershey's Kiss all day of the week kind of feel. So
I love that you say you're not a girly girl and you're in like the girliest girl colors that there are.
it's not even about outfits. You just pick one dress, easy peasy, and you go.
Totally. I'm not a girly girl either. I'm always like when you see me, I'm probably in Vans, jeans, and a t-shirt, and I'm like so happy.
Listen.
Okay, so that's really great. And I think that, I know a lot of people that do Popeyes. We actually did this event, you might like this. So we called it Pop by Palooza. And every quarter we would get agents together and we would have one Popeye idea and we'd all make it together. It was really hard to organize because it's just there's so many people. So we'd have them like buy in. Let's say it's like, whatever, however much per Popeye. It was a chaotic event, but I will tell you, like, there's so much success stories in Popeyes. And I had an agent one time that would pop by my house. And my kids, like, every time she dropped something off, they were so excited. I told her, I'm like, if I ever hire a real estate agent, my kids are going to want to hire you.
It's just the little things. Like, we don't pay for leads, but we pay for Pop-Bys. And then we also work with a company now called Lolo, which is locals supporting locals. So
Okay.
every month, if you're in our database, it's like $1.04 per person, and it supports all like local companies. So like, there's one that's like Old City Subs, and you can get a full price sub, and then we pay $1 for it, and then the person just goes and gets it, and it's on the Shelby Hodges group.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is that nationwide or
I
is
think
that
it
like,
might be. I know it's like throughout Florida, but I've heard other places use it too. Lolo, Lolo.
oh yeah, I'm totally gonna have to look at that because that's great. So what's your favorite thing that you're doing right now in your business as it's evolved kind of, what does your position look like? Because it definitely probably isn't in the trenches as much as it once was. Hey girls, did you know Moms in Real Estate has a referral network? That's right, we do. You guys have to check it out. It's called the Moms in Real Estate Referral Network on MIRE referralnetwork.com. And you can search for moms in real estate all across the United States that can be your referral partners. Make sure to check it out now.
No, well, yeah, definitely not. So, I had 4 children in 34 months, and
That
basically,
is a super fun fact. I mean, the 14-time bridesmaid is like also a fun fact, but this is next level.
yeah, we had our first daughter in 2021, we had our twin boys in 2023, and then a surprise fourth daughter in 2024. And then in 2024 is the year we grew our business by 80%. And I took off every Sunday. I still take off Sundays. Like, I have kind of like been in a selfish mom phase of life where like I've worked my booty off up until this point where like now I'm just gonna enjoy our kids. But so I'd say the most important thing is like the team we have. We have had a lot of transitions. I am a very specific person, we'll say. So like, I honesty without kindness is cruelty, and like we have a 90-day window. So we have people that are joining our team, and if they're not a good fit, like we're still friends. It's great, but like our brand has been so like structurally built and reputation based that like if it's not a good fit, like we'll just politely go other ways. So I think now I have two amazing buyers agents on my team, and like without them, I would be miserable for sure. So I would say like who you surround yourself with and your culture has definitely become my focus point.
Yeah, that is so big. Okay, so we get like really, I mean, there's no one's showing up on Moms in Real Estate over the last decade saying, "Hey, there's not a hard, it's not all easy, right? It's not all rainbows and butterflies." So maybe tell us like a little bit of the struggles that you're currently having as a team lead who is in high production and what are you doing to kind of like get through it?
Yeah, right now we've been looking for an executive assistant for about 6 months.
Oh my gosh, it's a long time.
Yes, yeah, and we've had some people come and go, but I know I'm a terrible trainer. So like that is my biggest flaw of life. 100, well, not my biggest flaw, but a very big flaw, where I learned this industry just by like best of luck, like have fun, figure it out. So like that's my mentality. So I just assume someone gets in the role and like they just figure it out, like good luck. So that's not ideal. But I would say starting a team, I started my team 3 years ago now, and just letting go of control of like buyers that come in. So one example is we lost a buyer last month that was $800,000 purchase, and then it was coming with a $600,000 listing, and it was from a great referral agent in town. And we just forgot to call him, like got to call him back, and we kind of just forgot about him. So systems right now for that are something that we're really focusing on, like fine tuning, because with the chaos of life, like we have 14 listings going live next month.
Yep.
And without an EA, I'm doing all of the input, I'm doing all the management, and probably not doing the best of jobs. So definitely finding the right people to fit in that role. Like we had 181 applications that we're still going through. So it's just like trying to make intentionality of our next hire has been the biggest struggle.
And for you, you like somebody in person, right?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Just because we are so like, and we do events. So we do a lot of events. We have an Easter event March 28th that last year had 200 people. We did a Santa event that had 300 people. We do monthly meetups, like things like that. So it has to be someone like on my team. I tell everyone like you have to be the nicest person and the most hardest working person in the room, and they have to love you so much they forget about me, or else it's probably not going to be an ideal fit. Yeah, they definitely have to like be able to, find solutions on their own, be positive, be supportive, but like also be real too. Like we're all family when we work together. So
Yeah. Well, I think that's really, really relatable for a lot of the team leads out there. So thank you for sharing that.
yeah, of course.
All right, what are you really excited for in your business right now? Like, what's like something that you're like, this is my next goal that I'm just so excited to tackle?
I would just say like lately just reflecting on like the potential of growth. So we're number 5 in our area. We're an all girls team. The top 4 people above us all pay $10,000 or more a month in leads, and we don't pay anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be terrible. We don't farm. We don't do any of that stuff. Like we literally just like show up and love, and that's it. So to think of the potential that if we actually started implementing what most realtors do, the growth we could have is just exciting as all get out. And we're like, I'm 37. Like there's a lot of people in our area that are thinking of retiring. So we've kind of started targeting retiring realtors to become referral partners with. So that's been actually turning out really well. And then another thing we do is we encourage other people that are in day-to-day operations to get their real estate license and hang them with our referral group so we can pay them a referral fee. So last year, one of our friends is a school teacher. We paid her $26,000 because she made 8 phone calls.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's go back to real quick. I want to unpack a little bit of that because so many, and we've talked about this before, so many agents want to up their referral network game, right? And so I think that's so smart where you're like, okay, who's retiring? And how did you go about having those conversations? Then we'll get into the nationwide stuff.
Yeah, so realistically, it was kind of just looking and like number one, seeing who's in production, like actually still producing. Someone who maybe their numbers are down this year, we kind of checked those stats, and then just good people. Like we're not going after every retiring realtor. Like there's some people that I'm like, oh, bless and release, thank you. But if like you're an agent I've worked with before and I respect and I admire, like I would love to continue your legacy, and I would love to, make people love us just as much as they loved you, and like honor that versus like you're retiring, see ya. Like we know how hard this industry is, and like to walk away from it's even harder, I'm sure. So like I would love the opportunity to like be honored enough to be considered for people's referrals, I guess.
Yeah. And then what about, because one of the things that caught my attention too, when we were on our mastermind, our referral network mastermind for moms in real estate, you reach out to, is it 2 coffee appointments 5 days a week with agents in other states? So like 15-minute Zoom coffee conversations, right?
So that was my original intent. This year I started. That was my original
That
plan.
was insane.
So my original plan was to reach out to 2 to 3 realtors a week, do a
A week.
30-minute one-to-one with them, and then ask that realtor for 3 other agents that they love, know, like, trust nationwide to kind of help build that bridge. And it's gone. wild. I'm doing probably 3 to 4 a day now.
Yeah.
Just meeting with other realtors from all over the US. And it's so funny because like having that commonality of the person, like I literally just sent a creepy Facebook message. I'm like, hey, Kristen, Sarah says you're amazing and I would love to get to know you and, learn more about your business. And the response has been, I would say at least 80% or instantly. I just send a calendar link, instantly book it. So I was going to start slowing down, but I realized I'm already booked out till the end of March right now. So I'm like, okay, there's a reason, like God wanted me to do this. So I've already gotten 2 referrals from doing that since the beginning of the year. So I heard an agent once say, like, it's not about who you know, but who knows you, which was like such a different mentality for me to have because it was like, oh, yeah, I guess like when people think of St. Augustine, they should think of me, not just people in St. Augustine thinking of me.
I do now, and it's only taken a little bit of time.
Hey, good, thanks.
Yeah, it's really great because so many people don't focus on this, and I think they overcomplicate it. How are you tracking this? Because it's one thing, everyone listening, it's one thing to go and have these like conversations, but then all of a sudden, if you don't have a process and procedure afterwards, you're going to forget about them. They're going to forget about you. So how are you staying top of mind to them, and how are you staying in contact with them?
Yeah, definitely. So one of my goals for every conversation is to bring something of value, right? So like I'm sure people do Zooms and meetings with random agents forever, but like do they get personal? Do they ask like how's your family? How's this? How's your pets? Like so anytime that I am doing a one-to-one, I always say, how can I help you today? Or who are referral agents that refer to your area the most and I can help connect you with? So it's like, we can go on ChatGPT and see like the top 20 places that send to St. Augustine, Florida. So I have a little list where I'm like, oh my gosh, actually, here are the top 20 places. Do you know realtors here, here, and here? And then I always make a note. So like we put them in our CRM. I put the date we did the Zoom. And then I'm like, hey, is it okay if I follow up with you? And like half the time I'm like, what's your goal? Like, what's this? And it's like accountability because like this
Yeah.
industry is so freaking lonely. So it's like, Kristen, you want to do X, Y, and Z? Is it okay if I like reach back out to you in a month and check on that? And then everyone's like, yeah, okay. But like I creepy put it in my phone, like check on Kristen for her goal on this date. And then it's like a genuine, like, oh my gosh, like how cool that you met this goal and actually being a friend versus just a referral partner.
That's cool. I love that. And it's so simple. I feel like, I feel like people will be like, there's all these different things moving behind it, but really it's like we could all do that. And even if it's one agent a week that you're doing this with, it will so be such an impact on your business.
Absolutely. And it's just so cool to like meet like us talking. Like I was so in awe of you and it was like just to like get to know you for 5 minutes where like everyone else is like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Who are you? Okay, great, moving on. But it's like, no, like you're freaking crushing the life. And it's so cool to see that of like other hardworking moms.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it really is. I mean, I went to a real estate conference yesterday, and what was really cool and so different for me, you guys, is this was the first real estate conference where there was the majority of the guys on the stage were talking about building community and being in relationship with people. I like, if it was church, I would have been like, amen, amen. Like, I was just so excited the whole time because I was like, our industry is so full of hustle culture, and I've been around so many, been in so many rooms, been on in masterminds, and it's just been so hard for guys to really put like they're so transactional sometimes. So I was just so excited, and I think women like us and a lot of the women listening, like we just love to be friends with everybody. So it's like really natural to be curious and be like, tell me more about you, Shelby. Like, I want to know about your business and like your hometown and your team. And so it's really, really cool. I really encourage you guys, like, don't be afraid to message people the way that Shelby's saying. Like, 80% of people were happy to talk to her. And that's so true. I creepily message people I don't know forever now. And like some of my closest friends in real estate have come from doing those creepy messages. And it's really, really fun when you start to do it and you don't care if the 20% that doesn't respond, you won't even remember that you messaged them.
Definitely not. I know it was so funny. There was one sweet girl that she missed one of our Zooms, and she reached out to me last week. She's like, "I hope you're not upset, but I do have a referral for you." And I was like, "Oh, no, I am not upset. Thank you
Yeah.
so much." Like, so just like to already see, like I've been doing this now almost 3 months, and like to already see people that are like, "I didn't want to let you down." I'm like, "Girl, we're friends. Like you're good." And we have a listing appointment tomorrow from it. So it's just like I think the genuine people will come forward, and like the fakeness kind of is very obvious to see. So Yeah, just reach out. I had one person like, "Are you recruiting?" I was like, "I'm not recruiting. Like, I genuinely just want to like know someone in your area, I swear." But it's been
Real
really
estate agents have like PTSD from bad recruiters. It's hilarious. I feel like I laugh so hard every time that happens.
like my face was
Um,
like, "What? No, no. Do you want me to? I don't know."
I know, because you will have like these awkward conversations sometimes when people do. I don't know, it's weird. Um, okay, I just had a question and I just lost it. So why don't we talk about okay, I'm gonna actually, this is my favorite question to end the podcast with, and I'm excited to hear what you're gonna say. So if you had to start a new business tomorrow with an influencer or a famous person, a celebrity, who would it be?
Tell me if this is you. You're between a showing and school pickup, and you realize you haven't posted on Instagram in 2 weeks. You want to show up online, you've heard it can work, but between the kids, the clients, and everything else, content is always the thing that falls off the list. But when it's working, DMs start flooding in from people saying, I want to work with you. Take it from Elena, a busy mom who sold 8 million from Instagram in 1 year, Katie, who hit 3.5 million in 6 months as a brand new agent, and Lauren, who sold 5 million from Instagram just after 1 year. They all lean on Coffee and Contracts, a marketing membership that gives you the content, the strategy, and a weekly content plan so you never have to figure out what to post. That's the difference between wasting time on leads who ghost and attracting your people even when you're offline. Moms and real estate listeners can try a free week of Coffee and Contracts content. Head to the show notes, click the link, and if you love it, use code MIRE for $20 off your membership.
Ooh. Is this like alive or dead, or they have to be alive, probably?
They can be dead.
Oh, okay. Well, if they can be dead, I am very like, okay, so I'm like 85 at heart. A little fun fact, which is not public knowledge yet, big deal, but I'm a part of our Elks Lodge in town, and I was voted Elk of the Month. Anyone
Wait, what's
wondering?
an elk lodge?
At the Elks Lodge, it's everyone thinks it's like an old man club, but it's not. And ours is just a wonderful organization that gives back to communities, it gives back to schools, everything. But it is statistically an older crowd, and like they have bingo and bunko and all those kind of things. Our club has 1,800 members, and I was Elk of the Month yesterday, so I'm secretly 95. But my childhood idol was Lucille Ball. So
Okay.
I would 100% like bring her back, and just like she would thrive in this era. She was so hardworking, so determined, like such an innovator. Like to think of what she could accomplish nowadays is just like that. It's weirdly gives me the chills, but I think like that would be phenomenal.
That's a funny. I've never had anybody bring somebody back from the dead to go in business with them, but I'm here for it.
Yes.
Okay, a couple more fun like questions like that. Is there a book that you're currently reading or recently read that you'd recommend?
No. Anything Miss Rachel right now we're really thriving with. Dr. Seuss is a big one in our house, but
Wait,
no.
who's Rachel?
Miss Rachel, we have a lot of littles, so we just do
Oh
like
yeah.
TV shows, and no, we Dr. Seuss is pretty huge, but no, I'm not a big reader. I'm working on getting better at audibles, so that is one. Leaders Eat Last is one that I'm just now learning about, so I would say
I
that
don't
one.
You guys, my list of books that people have recommended to me is like I will never get to them. And I have an Audible account, so I'll get them and I'll listen to them for about 3 chapters and then I'm done. Like, but I'm committed to this one. I'm in a big mastermind right now and I would never buy this book. Just like, I don't know. I just
Oh,
wouldn't. I
okay.
know. And so the girl that's running it, this girl changed her life and it's all money mindset stuff. And what I've found in my, 10 years of working with female entrepreneurs and real estate agents is a lot of us have a really bad money mindset. And so, me included, and I've hosted retreats and events and just tried to do different things to like help even myself. But I just knew all these women around me needed help. This book has been really good for me.
Okay.
And something really cool that I'll tell you guys too. Sorry, I'm going to go off on a little tangent. I have a project inside ChatGPT and I like kind of just unloaded about like some of my money mindset stuff. And I said, I'm reading this book and it has homework in it. And I was like, I'd love to go back and forth with you while I'm doing my homework. It's been like amazing, you guys. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to encourage you. it could be money mindset, it could be a systems book you're reading, but like make the book that you're reading a project in ChatGPT and really dive into your business or your personal life with it because it just amplifies your experience. Because when we're told to read so many books, we're like reading them and we're not implementing what we're reading at all.
No.
I don't know. That was my suggestion.
No, yeah, I mean, I appreciate that as a non-reader personally. I will definitely take that into account because Cliff Notes version, if that's still around, is my jam back in the day.
I actually do think it's called something else now. Somebody told me about it and I don't do it, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if somebody wants to follow you on social media, what is your Instagram handle?
Yep, Shelby C. Hodges. So ShelbyChodges. You will see our crazy chaos of day-to-day life. We put everything on there. We are an open book and it's fun but chaotic.
But chaotic, I mean, that's moms in real estate for you. And you guys, if you have a referral in St. Augustine, you now have a girl, which is awesome.
Yeah, we'd be honored to help for sure. We try to make our hometown everyone's hometown.
Yes. Okay, well, thanks for coming on. I had so much fun.
Yeah, have a great day.
If you like this episode, make sure to like and to subscribe so that we show up in your feed. And if you want to stay close, make sure to check out the show notes because I have a lot of ways for you to do that.